History often remembers the fall of great empires through the names of emperors, generals, and conquerors. But sometimes, history chooses someone else. A single woman. For nearly 4 centuries, one name has been linked to one of the greatest turning points in Chinese history. Chen Yuanyuan. She was celebrated as one of the most beautiful courtesans of the late Ming Dynasty. She became the beloved companion of the famous general Wu Sangui. And according to one of China's most enduring legends, she was the woman whose beauty helped bring down an empire. But is that story true? Did one courtesan really cause the fall of the Ming Dynasty? Or was she simply made a convenient scapegoat for a disaster caused by politics, corruption, and war? Today, we uncover the fascinating truth behind the woman blamed for the fall of a dynasty. Chen Yuanyuan was born around 1624 during the final years of the Ming Dynasty. Her birthplace is believed to have been Suzhou, one of China's wealthiest and most cultured cities. Known for its canals, classical gardens, silk production, and elegant lifestyle, Suzhou produced many talented artists and musicians. Like many famous courtesans, Chen Yuanyuan's early life remains uncertain. Some accounts suggest she was orphaned. Others say poverty forced her family to sell her into an entertainment house while she was still a child. Whatever the truth, her future would be shaped by circumstances beyond her control. Inside the entertainment houses of Suzhou, Chen Yuanyuan received years of training. She mastered singing. She learned elegant dance. She studied poetry, music, and refined conversation. Soon, stories of her beauty spread across Jiangnan. Contemporary writers described her graceful appearance, gentle voice, and extraordinary charm. Her reputation grew until many considered her one of the greatest beauties of her generation. Merchants traveled long distances simply to see her perform. Officials competed for invitations to her residence. Her name became famous throughout the empire. While Chen Yuanyuan's fame grew, the Ming Dynasty was collapsing. Years of corruption had weakened the government. Heavy taxes burdened ordinary people. Natural disasters devastated farmland. Famine spread across northern China. Peasant uprisings erupted across the country. Among the rebel leaders, one man stood above the rest. Li Zicheng, calling himself the Dashing King. He gathered a massive army of desperate farmers and soldiers. His forces marched steadily toward Beijing. The empire stood on the edge of collapse. At the same time, another man would become central to Chen Yuanyuan's destiny. His name was Wu Sangui. He was one of the Ming Dynasty's most capable military commanders, responsible for defending China's northeastern frontier against the rising Manchus state. Young, ambitious, and highly respected, Wu Sangui became one of the empire's last hopes. Sometime before Beijing fell, Chen Yuanyuan became closely associated with him. Many sources describe her as his favorite companion. Although they were not officially married, their relationship became famous. For a brief moment, love seemed possible in a country falling apart. In the spring of 1644, everything changed. Li Zicheng's rebel army entered Beijing. The last Ming emperor, the Chongzhen emperor, realized the capital could no longer be defended. Rather than surrender, he climbed Coal Hill behind the Forbidden City and hanged himself beneath a tree. With his death, nearly 3 centuries of Ming rule came to an end. Chaos swept through the capital. Government offices collapsed. Imperial treasures were looted. Thousands fled for their lives. This is where history becomes legend. According to popular stories, after capturing Beijing, Li Zicheng's soldiers seized Chen Yuanyuan from Wu Sangui's residence. When news reached Wu Sangui, he was furious. Already uncertain whether to surrender to the rebels or continue fighting, he now faced a deeply personal loss. Legend says he declared, "For the sake of a beautiful woman, I shall turn against the world." Filled with anger, Wu Sangui made a decision that would change Chinese history. He opened the gates of Shanhai Pass to the Manchu army. Together, they defeated Li Zicheng. The rebels were driven from Beijing. But the victory came at a tremendous price. The Manchus did not leave. Instead, they occupied the capital. Within months, they founded the Qing Dynasty, which would rule China for the next 268 years. It is an unforgettable story, a beautiful courtesan, a furious general, a fallen empire. But historians remain skeptical. Modern research suggests Wu Sangui's decision involved far more than personal revenge. The Ming government had already collapsed. The emperor was dead. Li Ziqing controlled Beijing. Wu faced an impossible choice. Should he submit to the rebels, fight alone, or ally with the Manchus to defeat a common enemy? Military strategy, political survival, and personal ambition all played enormous roles. Chen Yuanyuan may have influenced his emotions, but she did not create the crisis. The Ming Dynasty had been crumbling for decades before she entered the story. After the Manchus established the Qing Dynasty, Chen Yuanyuan continued living with Wu Sangui. Wu became one of the most powerful military leaders under the new Qing government. Eventually, he was granted control over Yunnan province in southwestern China. There, Chen Yuanyuan reportedly lived a relatively peaceful life away from the political center. As the years passed, she gradually disappeared from public attention. Some stories claim she became a Buddhist nun after Wu Sangui's death. Others suggest she simply spent her remaining years in quiet retirement. Like much of her life, her final years remain uncertain. Over time, Chen Yuanyuan became far more than a historical figure. Novelists transformed her into a romantic heroine. Opera writers portrayed her tragic love story. Television dramas and films repeated the famous legend again and again. Generations grew up believing she was responsible for the fall of the Ming Dynasty. Yet this interpretation reflects an old tradition found in many cultures. When empires collapse, people often blame women. From Helen of Troy in Greek mythology to famous royal mistresses in European history, beautiful women have frequently become symbols of political disaster. Chen Yuanyuan became China's version of that tradition. Today, most historians reject the idea that one woman caused the fall of the Ming Dynasty. The empire collapsed because of widespread corruption, economic crisis, natural disasters, peasant rebellions, military failures, and the growing strength of the Manchu state. Chen Yuanyuan did not destroy a dynasty. She simply lived during one of the most turbulent moments in Chinese history. Her beauty made her famous. History made her legendary. But politics, not romance, changed the fate of an empire. Did Chen Yuanyuan's capture influence Wu Sangui's decision? Perhaps. Did she cause the fall of the Ming Dynasty? Almost certainly not. Yet her story continues to fascinate because it combines love, war, betrayal, and the collapse of one of China's greatest dynasties. She was not an empress. She commanded no armies. She wrote no laws. And yet, her name remains inseparable from one of history's greatest turning points. Perhaps that is why Chen Yuanyuan still captivates us today, not as the woman who destroyed a dynasty, but as the woman history chose to blame. If you enjoyed this untold story from ancient China, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for more remarkable stories from China's hidden past.